Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a conversation and suddenly your mind just goes blank? You're standing there, smiling awkwardly, thinking, what do I say next? Yeah, we've all been there. If you're introverted, shy, or just not naturally talkative, small talk can feel like a nightmare. But here's the good news. You don't have to be super outgoing to have great conversations. You just need the right tools, and that's exactly what I'm going to give you today. So if you want to master small talking and never run out of things to say, keep watching. Listen more than you speak. One of the best things you can do in any conversation is listen. Like, really listen, not just waiting for your turn to talk. Most people are so focused on what they're going to say next that they don't even hear what the other person is actually saying. But when you slow down, make eye contact, and show that you're paying attention, it makes the other person feel heard and valued. And that instantly makes the conversation better. You don't have to always say something clever. Sometimes the best thing you can do is ask a simple follow-up like, "Oh, really? What happened next?" Or, "That's interesting, how did that feel?" People love talking to good listeners because good listeners make them feel seen. So if you're not sure what to say, start by just listening. It might sound simple, but it's honestly one of the most powerful conversation skills you can have. Just be curious. All right, let's talk about one of the biggest reasons people run out of things to say. They're trying too hard to be interesting. They're overthinking, trying to sound smart or funny or impressive. But guess what? Conversations aren't about impressing people. They're about connecting. So take the pressure off yourself. You don't need to say the perfect thing. Instead, just be curious. That's it. Be curious about the other person. Ask questions. Show interest. Let's say someone says, "I just got back from Japan." Now most people go, "Oh, cool," and then hit a wall. But if you're curious, you might ask, "Oh, nice. What part did you visit? Was it for fun or work? What was the best thing you ate out there?" They'll answer, you'll learn something new, and the conversation keeps going. You don't need a script. You don't need to be clever. You just need to care enough to ask. When you're genuinely curious, the conversation flows naturally, and people can feel it. They'll actually enjoy talking to you more. So the next time your mind goes blank, don't try to be interesting. Just be interested. That's what keeps conversations alive. Use this formula: react, relate, reveal. Here's a super useful way to keep a conversation going. It's called react, relate, reveal. Let's say someone says, "I went hiking last weekend." First, react to it. Say something like, "Oh, nice, where'd you go?" Next, relate to it with your own experience. Like, "I've been meaning to get back into hiking, it's been forever." Then reveal something real about yourself. For example, "I did this crazy trail once and ended up totally lost for like 2 hours." That's it. See how easy and real that feels? You're not stuck in small talk anymore, you're actually building connection. Try it in your next conversation. It works like magic. Stop talking wide, start talking deep. Most people think they need a million topics to keep a convo going. But here's the truth. You don't need more topics, you just need to go deeper. So if someone says they love photography, don't switch to another subject right away. Ask, "What kind of photos do you love taking? Ever done a shoot that totally flopped? What got you into it?" The deeper you go, the more interesting the conversation becomes. Toolbox of go-to topics and stories. All right, here's another super helpful tip. Build yourself a toolbox of go-to topics and stories. Now, I'm not saying you need to rehearse a script or be fake, but having a few things in your back pocket makes conversations feel way easier, especially if you're shy or introverted. Start with simple, universal topics. What you've been watching lately, weekend plans, or cool places to visit, funny stuff that happened to you. Food, always a safe bet. These are topics that work with pretty much anyone. And on top of that, prep 2 or 3 short stories you can pull out when it fits. Nothing crazy, just real everyday stuff that says something about you, like a travel fail, an awkward moment at work, something random that made you laugh. Stories are great because they help people get to know you, and they keep the conversation flowing without it feeling forced. So yeah, build a little toolbox of go-to topics and stories. That way, when your brain goes blank, you've already got something to say. Small talk isn't small. One last thing, don't underestimate small talk. It might seem pointless, but it's actually the doorway to deeper connections. Every strong friendship, every great relationship usually starts with a simple, "Hey, how's it going?" So don't avoid it, learn to enjoy it. It gets easier the more you practice. All right, so if small talk has always felt awkward or stressful, I hope this helped. You don't have to be the most outgoing person in the room to have great conversations. You just need the right mindset, a little curiosity, and a few simple tools. So next time you're in a conversation, try one of these tips. You might be surprised how natural it feels. If this video helped you, give it a like. Maybe share it with someone who overthinks small talk too. And hey, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. You've got this, and I'll see you in the next one.